Like you speak English? Sorry.
No, you can get out of the car.
What?
Cancel a ride. That's inappropriate.
What?
It's completely inappropriate. If somebody was not white sitting in the seat, what would be the difference?
Are you serious?
She said, wow.
Dynamite! We're doing this in reverse. Normally I lead the show off with the things I forgot to tell you last week, but there was just too many pressing matters we had to talk about. And hey, clap it up to the. I saw a few of y'all kicking it with me. It's like 9 of y'all watching. I appreciate that. I honestly do. Hey, a like, a share, subscribe, a follow. All of that is greatly appreciated, but the engagement is what I'm really aiming for. You feel me? So don't be afraid to talk to me.
Bing bang.
I don't bite unless you want me to. You feel me? Right, that's a little too zesty. The way you want it, I'll bite you if you need it. Yeah, that's what I need. A little zesty. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for joining. All that information about how to keep up with me and all that good stuff for me in the comment section below. But are we ready to get into the show?
Yes.
All right, then let's do that. My name's Heero, this is Identity Booth, and these are the things I forgot to tell you last week. You feel me? Let's get into it. Wait, I pressed the wrong button. I got big fingers, so everything I always miss. Texas has had a very interesting. This will be a super condensed show, but man caught on camera steals lawnmower, mows the victim's lawn before leaving. Yo, I want y'all to understand something. There's a such thing as a good crime, and this is one of them. Because if you're gonna steal my lawnmower, the fact that you as you sized that shit up and was like, okay, how am I gonna transport this? What's this? What am I going to say to someone who pulls me over and says, "Why are you pushing a lawnmower in the middle of the night?" You threw all of that shit to the wind and said, "Yo, this person's gonna be down bad for at least 2 weeks." And I know that $150 ordinance for not having cut grass will fuck some people up. Let me go ahead and do this man a solid. He filled it up with gas. Like, he was real about this. And, you know, he's following good technique. He's going on the parallel line. That's good technique. But the question I have is, right, the question I have ultimately with this is, what did this person do to you for you to come here and steal this? Like, I feel like you don't steal this person's lawnmower if you don't know who they are. Like, you have to know this person. Like, this is a level of petty. This has to be like his baby mama, girlfriend, somebody he knows. This level of pettiness is rarely seen. But I'm happy that, he was able to hook them up and do that thing. But here on the Identity Booth, we don't condone stealing. Y'all don't steal people's stuff, man. Don't do that. Don't do that. All right. Yo, so like I said, Texas is having a bad week. Boy showing up to a black family's door, cracks whip, caught on doorbell cam. And I just gotta, because they'll say shit like critical race theory is not important. Y'all gonna see this video and tell me is this shit crazy?
You better get your ass from off my porch beating on my door like this. I will call the police. You need to leave. Don't you ever beat on my goddamn door like that. Go. Okay.
I'm literally too stunned to talk. I don't know what's more concerning. One, that the lady showed restraint because she knows if she do something to this kid, she could get in trouble, or that the kid was that emboldened. The kid didn't even show fear when the door opened. Almost as if he's been taught not to fear adults that are black. So you know he ain't treating kids that are black like shit. Like, this is maddening. This is maddening. But this isn't where this ends. This shit gets escalated. Because that kid eventually wound up whipping the car of that lady, and that car received damages. Right? The car received damages. And just where do you even find a whip like that? It's just crazy. The car received damages, which then led to the boyfriend, or I believe the husband. So backstory. The kid socially awkward. So the kid is socially awkward and was shown to be very racially charged towards other students. So from this came a back and forth. You know how kids are. They walking home. When you're a kid in high school or grade school and you're walking home, that massive group of kids are some of the most devious groups of things that happen there. But that kid escalated a situation which warranted a bunch of kids pushing him down, and when he got up, those kids had scattered, and the only person that was there still was the girl, which is the daughter of that black woman. The girl didn't do anything to him, but because that was the person he saw, that was where his frustration went. So he had been harassing her, and she finally stood up to him or something of that nature, and they got into an altercation. I don't know the backstory, but they're kids at that point. Now, it escalates when the parents embolden the kid to go to the house. And that's mind-boggling. Because in this video, you're going to hear, and I don't think you're going to hear... I don't think you're going to hear it here, but in this, this one's here. In this video, you're going to hear them have an argument. This black man, which is the father of the girl, and the white man here, which is the father of the boy, they're going to have an argument. They're going to have a dispute. It's going to escalate because the father doesn't seem to show any concern that his son walked up, banged on somebody's door, and then whipped it of a black family. That's crazy. So you know he's racist. You know he's racist. That kid didn't learn that from anyone other than his father. But the father shows a weapon, and then this happens.
Do it. No, baby, get back. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. No, baby, get back. No, baby, get back. No, baby, get back.
And you hear that scream at the end? That's his daughter. That's the white man's daughter. Because as he went to bend over to pick up something, he discharged his weapon towards his daughter and fired a single shot at the daughter. So now he's been arrested. Right?
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
He could have killed his daughter because of bigotry. It's pure the world is crazy. The world is crazy. They're moving. That white family's moving. But it's the mindless, like, right? What would possess you to do something like this? And this is why the conversation around critical race theory is important. Because when left to their own devices, this is how they act. If you see these animals together, just know they'll eat each other. So he's in jail. Those kids need to be taken out of the family. That is in 10 years. If that little white boy comes up and shoots somebody or shoots up a school, we'll literally be able to document the moment he became radicalized. Right? Because that guy's life's over. He just charged a weapon towards a kid. That's over. It's over with. All this because you want to show toxic. Whatever. I don't even know what the story about. FDA reaches deal with Abbott to reopen baby formula factory. How long until it's back on the shelves? This is a very interesting story to me because of two things. One, because a lot of people don't understand how production and timing works. Production and logistics. They signed the agreement today. That shit ain't gonna hit the shelves for another 8 weeks. And keep in mind, this isn't good for anybody because we had to rush to open stuff because there's a monopoly of 3. That's right, 3 baby making, formula making stores and stuff like that, and nobody else can do it because of this big monopoly. So when 2 of them get shut down, it literally takes out 1/3 of the whole entire country's food processing property. So there begs a question, right? What agreement was signed behind closed doors that allowed them to reopen without going through the proper chain of command? Because I guarantee you the agreement they signed says we'll open this shit up and we're not going to be held responsible for anything that happens if these kids get sick off of this new stuff. Do not give your kids this shit. If it didn't make it through the proper FDA channels because we were running on a shortage, don't give this to your kid in the next 8 weeks. Give it about a month, 2 months. But this is really unfair because there are people who live in poverty, such as the 30% that live in Buffalo, New York, that have no choice. So these kids will suffer. But remember, the monopoly and all of this stuff was reared in. You notice who's been quiet? The Republican Party. The same party that says the kids at 12 weeks of ingestion during a pregnancy matter, all of a sudden they have nothing to say. The defense, why didn't we put some more money into this? Why didn't we put some more money into that? They're quiet. Don't let that silence deceive you. Because once a kid is born, the Republican Party doesn't care about those kids anymore. They just see you as a tax asset. Another thing to garner taxes off of. That's the only reason why they want you here. Something else that I want to just throw in here, my little 2 cents. Hey, if you're one of those people out there that says, why don't you just breastfeed? Shut the fuck up. You're an idiot. And that's pretty much all. Kendrick Lamar's new album is out. And I just want to come out on the record and say I listened to it. And I had to put it down. Because I wasn't ready for this, Kendrick. I wasn't built for this. I am not ready to handle it. You were going into too many deep topics, and the way my emotions are set up right now, I can't handle it. I need people to be brave enough to say that Kendrick Lamar's new album is just too heavy right now, and I don't want to have an opinion on it. Stop asking me what I think about Kendrick Lamar's album. It's Kendrick. Ain't no club bops, ain't no nothing. His spin straight facts. And the one where he talking about him and his girl fighting over the keys and cars, that shit sounded too real. Sounded like some shit I said to one of my exes once. Kendrick Lamar is pleading back people to get to love each other by showing you what it's like to hate on each other. If you gotta ask if Kendrick Lamar's new album is good, I'm here to tell you it's not meant for you anyway. If you know, you know. But I'm here to tell you, I had to put it down. I wasn't mentally prepared. Shame on me. I should have known better. I should have known that one of the kings of hip hop would have checked my shit at the door. And that was called slipping. Another great rapper. I like it when rappers keep promises. Rapper J. Cole fulfills his promise and attends fans' college graduation. We made it. I don't know the story behind this, but I just wanted to show off this picture. I want this to resonate with you. That is J. Cole at this prestigious young lady's graduation. Congratulations, class of 2022. That sounds so weird to say. Good on you, J. Cole. This is an interesting story. So this happened in Israel the other day. It was about the journalist who was shot, and this is the journalist's funeral. The Palestine people are being ravished, and if you can sit here and say that this is warranted even in death, you're the problem.
For Shireen Abu Akleh, Israeli police beating Palestinian mourners with nightsticks as they try to carry her coffin through the streets of Jerusalem. For one heart-stopping moment, it looks like the coffin will fall. Israeli police say they were responding to rock throwing. Police drone video does show one man throwing a bottle at officers, but doesn't explain why they started hitting the pallbearers carrying the coffin. Police also ripping Palestinian flags off the hearse as it goes by.
They try to control our lives, and they try to control our death and our mourning. That's what it means to live under Israeli military rule.
Abu Akleh, a veteran Palestinian-American journalist with Al Jazeera, was already a household name here for her decades of reporting. Her death has turned her into a Palestinian national icon.
Thousands and thousands of Palestinians have turned out to say goodbye to Shireen Abu Akleh on a day surrounded by heavily armed Israeli police, punctuated by violence.
Al Jazeera says she was killed by Israeli troops Wednesday morning in the occupied West Bank, citing eyewitness reports from her own crew, including a producer who was also shot. Israel's army today releasing a preliminary report saying she could have been shot by Palestinian gunmen, but also acknowledging for the first time one of its soldiers may have fired the fatal round. They say they need Palestinians to work with them to reach a final conclusion.
And unfortunately, the Palestinian Authority is refusing to cooperate.
Palestinians saying they don't trust Israel's military to carry out a fair investigation of its own troops.
Do you have any confidence in that investigation?
Zero confidence. I don't need an investigation. We know
Sounds
who
real.
killed her.
The U.S. Embassy
Sounds like a real you hate to steal the thunder for this, but this sounds so familiar. Officer shoots black man. Officer, DA, judge, and the police force are going to be tasked with investigating the death and giving a fair trial. Sounds familiar. Sounds awfully familiar.
Embassy saying we are working to bridge cooperation between the parties. Tonight, a journalist killed on the job, going to her grave and waiting for accountability.
Raf Sanchez joins us now from the Damascus Gate in Jerusalem. Raf, you talked in your report about Israeli police pulling down Palestinian flags. Why do they seem so focused on flags?
Yeah, Gadi, Israel wants to prevent any Palestinian national symbols being raised in Jerusalem. That's because Israel claims sovereignty over the entire city. But the so-called two-state solution, which President Biden supports, imagines that one day East Jerusalem would become the capital of an independent Palestinian state.
Of course, Biden thinks he can solve that. Biden, fix the fucking student loan debt before you think you can solve that problem, asshole. Anti-woke Canadian psychologist Dr. Jordan Peterson quits Twitter after being bombarded with vicious floods of insult for saying plus-size Sports Illustrated swimsuit cover model Yumi Nu is not beautiful. This is Jordan Peterson. Jordan Peterson is an ugly person, both inside and outside. He looks like a depressing, pale raisin. He looks like a racist Mr. Rogers. He looks like what happens when you find out your landlord is your landlord. He prides himself on being this pseudo-intellectual individual, but can't figure out why people are yelling at him for yelling at a plus-size model. This is the model in question. Jordan Peterson could never satisfy her satisfy a woman of her caliber, even if he tried. But the same energy that he used to mention her size and that not being beautiful, he could have just shut the fuck up. It's literally the most valuable weapon we have in the fight. Just shut the fuck up. You don't have to say anything. I can't tell. This is something you all should practice. And it'll help you immensely, I promise you. The next time you have the urge to respond to something you see online, I want you to actually type up what you're going to say in the comment section. Look at it, read it, proofread it, make sure it's grammatically correct and everything, and then delete it. And you're going to feel so much better because the time that we waste on dirtbags like this is mind-boggling to me. It's mind-boggling to me. I saw this picture and didn't think anything of it. I saw this picture and the one thing I thought to myself was like, oh, that's a unique swimsuit. Good for her. And then the biggest complaints I had about this was I couldn't figure out what the fuck this was. Because she's in front of what it was. I was like, what is this spot? What is 3 eyes mean? Oh, Sports Illustrated. That was my biggest complaint. I couldn't figure out what the publication was because of this horrific design of putting the model in front of the thing. But then I realized that, oh, it's a magazine. And Sports Illustrated. So he was upset that people made fun of him for it. He ended up having to leave. But I just want you to know Jordan Peterson is a bitch. That's it. Like I said, Texas is having a really bad week. Texas woman faces drug possession charges after stealing 52-foot-long yacht and taking it on a joyride in Galveston. According to reports, the 45-year-old Rini, whatever, took the Jefferson Monticello Loyalty yacht for a ride on Monday. Do we have a picture of this lady? Of course we don't. Hey, cocaine's one hell of a drug. And finally, the last story I want to cover, a little bit of comeuppance, because I want y'all to also know that there are allies out there. And we ain't for your shit. We not going to have you out here disrespecting us, right? We not going to have you out here acting any type of way. Check this video out. This is a great video about what we need more of in our community.
Hello. For Jackie, right?
Yeah.
How are you?
Yeah, you're like a white guy.
What's that?
Are you like a white guy?
Excuse me?
Are you like a normal guy? Like you speak English? Sorry.
No, you can get out of the car. I'm going to cancel
What?
a ride. That's inappropriate.
What?
It's completely inappropriate. If somebody was not white sitting in the seat, what would be the difference?
Are you serious?
She said, wow, you're a white guy.
Oh,
That's okay. I'm not going to take the ride. You guys can get out.
really?
Yeah, completely inappropriate.
Oh, you're a fucking asshole.
It's all on
You're
camera,
a piece
man.
of shit.
It's all on
I
camera.
should punch you in the fucking face.
You're going to
my
threaten me.
God.
Yeah,
Assault.
yeah, fuck you.
Wow.
Because you guys are racist fucks.
You're a fucking asshole.
Yeah.
Fucking nigger lover. Fuck you.
Wow. Well, I mean, but that's what racists do.
Get the fuck out of here.
No, I'm calling the cops on you, man.
Go ahead.
It's all on camera. It's all on camera.
Big deal.
Do you guys own the place? Is it your place?
Get the fuck out.
That's great. Everyone's going to know. Fossil's last stand for black people, right?
Get going.
Yeah, fuck off, you.
Yo, keep that same energy. Clap it. Oh, wait. Yeah. That's what an ally looks like. Defend us in the dark. Defend us in the dark. All this shit about inviting people to the cookout, just do your part. We can eat after the war is over. Hey, I love to see the comeuppance. I love to see that authority. Punch him back in the fucking mouth, okay? Punch him back in the fucking mouth. We love to see it. Clap it. Hey, we made it. We had another big group there. I saw y'all coming in there. We dwindled down now. It's getting kind of like that. I think the game started.